before we even get started, so as I was sitting here kind of grounding my energy and preparing for class, I pulled some cards for whoever is joining live and whoever catches the replay of this. So this pertains to all. The first card that I got was the Elder, which is move beyond ancestral patterns. I love that for as we're entering into the age, or as we have entered into the age of the Aquarius, right? A lot of us are here at this time to heal and cut those attachments, right? And we tend to say we try to, we want to change ancestral patterns, but I saw a really great meme that was a great reminder that we got some really good stuff from our ancestors as well. So let's use all the information from past lives and our ancestors and whatnot to further evolve and to shift in the now. The Hunter card was the next one, which is track down your fears and desires. Pluto retrograde is going to do that big time for the next 5 months. Pluto's the psychotherapist planet, so it's really coming in to shake things up for us to further step onto our path. A perfect example of that is today in my own life. I was doing stuff with the kids and we were cleaning out closets. I'm like really feeling this full moon. Like, I know technically we're still feeling it as if it was a full moon through tonight. But I feel like I've already shifted into the releasing, like the big releasing part of it. So I've been like cleaning out closets and drawers and getting rid of stuff and shifting around spaces. And one of the things that I noticed is that, so Pluto's going to come in and make you super aggravated. And I got really like, I was like, oh, right. I observed the fact that I was feeling aggravated about something and nothing specific was setting me off. Like nothing specific had triggered. I just had this aggravation within me. And so I tapped into that. Like, all right, well, what is this trying to tell me? What am I really started to be the psychotherapist within my own reality and start to dig through the layers of, what's coming up. And then what came up was, oh, I'm doing all these things for others. I'm not doing anything for myself. And I've really wanted to shift the space around in how I go virtual. So I like knocked on my husband's office door and was like, I need you to come move some furniture around, right? So I allowed the energy to kind of move through me. I got aggravated, I sat with it, and then I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And then I completely like tore the room apart and then reset it all back up. But that's an example of when we have these feelings, these things, these sensations, these experiences that come up, how we can use them to further step onto whatever it is meant that we're meant to be doing at this time in this lifetime for the next 5 months. So this Pluto retrograde is going to shake up your relationships, your relationship with yourself, with others, your relationship to food, your relationship to your business, your relationship to everything and anything. So enjoy the next 5 months of shaking things up. The last card that I pulled that I want to read from the book because it was just so beautiful and so perfect that I didn't want to try to paraphrase any of it. So it was the Air Guardian, and that's shifting your perception. The message is change the way you think and you will change your whole reality. The Air Guardian card represents the angels of the air element. Traditionally, air is all about thought, thinking, and everything that's happening in the mind. So these angels can help you to overcome any thoughts that you have come back to haunt you from the past and to see the world more clearly. They are guiding you to change the way you think about certain situations, as this could be standing between you and greatness. When this card arises, it's an opportunity to learn about your way of thinking. How perfect, right? That's the story I just shared with you. You are being guided to recognize that not all you see is exactly the way you see it. Sometimes the mind can play games, and sometimes our perceptions can be wrong. If you are being challenged or feel that there's a lack of clarity and direction in your life at the moment, there's a good chance the way you're thinking or what you're focusing on has a lot to do with that reality. You are being guided to open your eyes and your mind, go beyond any limits you have set for yourself, and recognize that the way you see the world is how you will experience the world. Opportunities are moving in your direction, but they will only open up for you if you are ready to do the internal work to support them. So let's do the internal work. All right. So, as always, you guys are the best teacher in the room. So honor your bodies, honor whatever it is that comes up. We are going to get a little uncomfortable this evening and surrender to that. What we practice it on the mat and then take that out into our everyday lives, right? And life can be really uncomfortable. So you're not going to need too much tonight because we're doing yin. If you have a block, that's always great. 2 folded up blankets also, or towels, couch pillows, books, whatever you have is fantastic. Make whatever work. Make your way to a comfortable seated position. Sit with a nice tall spine. Draw those shoulders down along your spine. Plant those fingertips right into the knees. Shut down the eyes. Lock the back of the neck. Tuck the chin slightly and lift with the heart. Unclench your jaw, smooth out your forehead, and call all the pieces of yourself from the past, from the future, to be here in the now. Observing your physical body without any judgment. Notice any aches or pains, areas of tension or tightness. Starting at the feet, moving your way to the ankles, up the shins and the calves, the knees, up the legs, the hips, the thighs, the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, the belly, the low back, center of the chest, all up the spine, the throat, the back of the neck, the jaw, the shoulders, all the way down the arms to the fingers, the space between your eyebrows, the center of the back of your head, the base of your skull, into the crown of your head. Observe your whole body. Notice the temperature in the room, the air against any exposed skin. Observe any and all sounds around you coming from my device, coming from your device. The rain, outside of your home, outside of your space. Just observe everything and anything all at once. Sit a little bit taller. Allow that tailbone, that root chakra, to ground you into your floor. And you can visualize red roots that grow from the base of your spine, through your mat, through your floor, through your foundation, deep, deep, traveling the deepest parts of the earth, anchoring you into the center of the earth. Shifting that awareness inward, observing how you feel mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in this moment. If you're feeling happy or sad, anxious or calm. tired or energized, fearful, joyful. Maybe you have no idea how you're doing. Maybe you're everything all at once. However you are coming to your practice in this now moment is exactly how you're meant to. Suffering happens when we want things to be any different than they are. So give yourself permission to accept exactly how you are is perfect. Nothing needs to change. And shifting that awareness to your breath and the quality of your breath. Notice and observe, without changing anything just yet, how the air moves in and out of your body. Our breath is such a huge indicator as to how we are doing. You can say that you're fine. You can even convince yourself that you're fine. But if your breath is restricted to the upper chest, we know that there's a lot of anxiety going on, depression. Physically, we're pulling down the traps and rounding the shoulders in, closing off the heart chakra. Notice where the air moves in and out of your body. And then on your next exhale, push all the breath out and down through your root chakra. Bring that navel right to the spine. Suspend the breath at the bottom. No air goes in, no air comes out. Goes in, no air comes out. And then when you are ready, take a nice long deep inhale through the nose. Push the belly out away from you. Fill up your lungs. Let that breath rise all the way up through the collarbone. Pause at the top. Soften those shoulders. Sit even taller. And exhale through that audible breath where we pinch off the vocal cords, our ujjayi. Sounds like Darth Vader. And as you exhale, visualize yourself releasing through your root chakra anything that no longer serves you, any toxic thoughts, toxic emotions, toxic foods, toxic experiences, anything that you're ready to let go of on each exhale. Allow it to go through your root and to be recycled into the earth. As you inhale, push the belly out away from you, fill up your lungs. Feel that chest expanding and opening. Bring that breath all the way up through the collarbone, pausing at the top. Drop those shoulders, soften that jaw, smooth out that forehead. When you're ready, ujjayi, and push that breath all the way up through your root chakra. Good. Last one. Inhale fully, deeply, and completely. Fill up those lungs. Bring that breath all the way up through the collarbone. Soften those shoulders. Soften the jaw. When you're ready, release through that root chakra. Use that ujjayi breath. Bring that navel right to the spine. Suspend the breath. And then resume your normal breathing. Eyes are closed. Observe any shifts and any space that you've created. Good. And then gently opening up the eyes. Make your way down onto your backs. We're going to reach the arms up overhead and steeple the fingers into a Venus lock. And so for females, the left thumb is going to go over the right thumb. For men, right thumb over the left. Good. So we get nice and tall. Our arms become one. Our feet also become one. Now you're going to take that upper body and go ahead and make your way to the left side. So it's like we're coming into like a crescent moon. And then when you get to where it feels like a nice stretch, go ahead and take those legs and walk them also over to the left. So we kind of look like a really ripe banana or a half crescent moon. Good. And make sure those big toes are touching. You can, even if it feels good for you, take that right leg and cross it over the left ankle. So right ankle crosses over the left. Eyes are closed. Make sure that head stays centered between the elbows. So you might need to back off a little bit. Soften that jaw. Long, deep breathing. As you inhale, push the belly out, fill up your lungs, feel that stretch from the right hip all the way to the right armpit. Breathe in to those ribs. Expanding the right rib cage. Maybe on your next exhale, you can walk those arms or those feet even closer to the left, bend even more to the left. Maybe you back off. Observing the sensations in your body. When your mind wanders, and it will wander about every 3.5 seconds, gently call it back to the sensations in your body, to your breath. To the sounds, I don't know where everyone else is, but to the sounds of the rain. Oh, I love doing yoga to the rain. So cleansing. Last few seconds here. Observe whatever's going on mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Just observe from a bird's eye view without attaching to anything, without wanting anything to be different than it is. On your next inhale, slowly straighten the arms and the head back to center, and then walk those legs back. So we're a nice straight line here. Inhale fully and deeply. As you exhale, bend the arms and the upper body over to the right. Find your juicy stretch. And then when you're ready, walk the legs over. So take that same stretch on the opposite side. If you want to cross the left ankle over the right ankle, if that feels good, you can do that. The head stays between the elbows. Create that stretch from the hip all the way up through the armpit. Sending the breath into the whole left side of the body. Soft jaw, smooth forehead. Long, deep breathing. Maybe on your next exhale, you can bend a little bit more to the right. Maybe you back off. Honoring your body. Last few moments here. Be as present as possible with your breath and the sensations in your body, the sound of the rain. Good. Then go ahead and shift the arms and the upper body back to neutral. Walk the legs, release the arms, let them float down, palms face up. And just lay in your corpse pose, your shavasana, just for a few moments, just to let everything settle and integrate before we move on. Soft jaw, smooth forehead. Observe the whole right side of the body. The right foot, the right hip, the right shoulder, the right ear, the right eye, the right arm, the right hand. Notice any sensations, the temperature. Now observe the left side of your body, the left foot, the left knee, the left hip, the left shoulder, the left eye, the left ear, the left arm, the whole left side of the body. Now observe the body as a whole. Maybe you can let those feet fall out to the sides even more. Maybe you can soften the chest and the hips. Take a nice long deep inhale. Fill up those lungs and exhale through an open mouth. Good. Go ahead and make your way to a seated position. Take your time getting there. So now we are going to release our chakras into the earth. To do so in a way that's also a shoulder stretch. This is where you're going to want a block or a couple of blankets or books or whatever. So prop up. So we're going to rest our forearms down onto whatever we have. Now, if you have nothing handy, don't worry about it. You don't need anything. It's more for support. So go ahead and bring those forearms down. Make your way onto your bellies. And then if you were propped up, it's going to look like, and you want you want to fold your blanket to a pretty decent thickness. So the backs of the arms make their way. Bring those hands into prayer position. Bring the forehead down. It can either hang, you can rest it on the third eye onto the earth or onto a block, onto another blanket. The big toes touch, let the heels fall out the sides, and the hands are in prayer position over the crown of the head. So we really want to feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. Now, if you have no props, no problem. No props, no problem. You can do the same. Rest the forehead down, draw the shoulders down along the spine. Hands are in prayer over the crown of the head. If the third eye does not touch, use a block, use a blanket, use a book, use rolled up clothing, use whatever you have. Soft jaw, smooth forehead, and observe your chakras just releasing into the earth, balancing with the earth energies. So it's our root at the base of our spine, that red ball of energy, traveling up to the sacral, that orange ball of energy, below the belly button, the solar plexus above the belly button, that yellow ball of energy, the heart chakra, that green ball of energy at the center of the chest, the throat, the blue ball of energy at the throat, that indigo ball of energy at the third eye, and violet or white ball of energy at the crown of the head. There's no tension in your jaw. Long, deep breathing. As you inhale, push that belly into the earth. Fill up your lungs, bring that breath all the way up through the collarbone. As you exhale, release any stagnant energy that's in your chakra system. Release it right into the earth to be recycled. Take a nice long, deep inhale here. Fill up those lungs and then exhale through an open mouth. Go ahead and release the hands very slowly. Remove any props. Slide those hands underneath the shoulders and very, very slowly make your way into a child's pose. The knees can be together or apart. Forehead comes down and hold the soles of the feet. We have the foots of chakras at the bottom of our feet. So we want to show those a little bit of love. If you can't reach the bottom of your feet, that's fine. You can rest the hands down by the sides, but we want the palms facing up. And you want your third eye to make contact with the earth. So if you need to bring the earth up to you, use your pillow, use your whatever that you have, your block. Long, deep breathing here. As you inhale, feel the back of your body expanding. As you exhale, feel the release. Soften those shoulders, let them round in even more.
On your next exhale, notice, where are you holding on to any unnecessary tension in the body? Where can you soften and surrender? Maybe it's the shoulders, maybe it's the back of the neck, maybe it's the forehead, the jaw, the hips, the back, the feet, the fingers. Allow yourself to just be effortless. Each time your mind wanders, gently call it back to your breath and sensations in your body. And then go ahead and slide those hands right underneath the shoulders. Very slowly push the earth away from you. Make your way up and onto your backs. Bringing those knees into your chest. Give a little bit of a squeeze here. Rock from side to side, massaging out the low back. And then open up those arms in a nice wide T. Drop the knees over towards the left elbow. And if it's okay with your neck, turn your gaze over towards the right palm. Eyes are closed. Soften the jaw. Long, deep breathing. We come into twisting poses to invite new perspective into our lives. So if you're working with something right now, a trigger, a big shake up, a frustration, of whatever, and you're having a hard time finding a new angle, a new lens to view things, maybe invite that energy, that new perspective, whether it comes to you now or not. Either way, set the intention that a different way of seeing things is welcome. Notice if you can soften in the hips, in the knees, in the legs, in the feet, in the chest, in the jaw, or in the forehead. On your next inhale, very slowly bring the knees and the head back to center. As you exhale, go ahead and gently drop those knees over towards the right elbow now. And if it's okay with your neck, turn your gaze towards the left palm and then shut down the eyes. If that's not okay with your neck, keep the neck nice and long and neutral. Taking this twist on the opposite side. Keep holding that intention of a new perspective. Keep inviting new perspective in. Long, deep breathing. Notice where you can soften, maybe in the forehead, the jaw, the shoulders, the belly, the hips, the thighs, the feet. Notice whatever is coming up for you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, without any judgment. Last few moments here. Notice with each exhale, where can you soften and surrender more? Where can you let things be exactly where they are? Inhale the knees and the head back to center, nice and slowly. Give those knees a squeeze. Let that low back sink towards the earth, and then gently rock the knees from side to side, massaging out the low back. Good. And then go ahead and make your way onto all fours. Okay, so we're going to send the knees out to the sides, and then you're going to take those forearms, take your hands and plant them down in front of you. So the fingertips are pointed back towards the feet. You get a nice stretch in the forearms here. Open up that chest, draw those shoulders down. And we're like sitting in between the heels. If you want to have the knees together or bring the earth up to you, that's fine. The stretch, what I care about is that the stretch is happening in the forearms. Eyes are closed. Keep lifting with that heart. Tuck the chin slightly. Eyes are closed. Long Long, deep breathing. Soften your jaw, smooth out your forehead. As you inhale, push the belly out away from you. Fill up those lungs, bring that breath all the way up through the collarbone, pause, and release. And notice what comes up. Remember, our hands and our arms are an extension of our heart chakra. How's your heart doing? What's coming up? Keep lifting that chest. Last few seconds. Lifting with the chest, tucking the chin slightly, releasing that low back. Good. And then go ahead and very slowly bring those knees to center. Rest the hands down onto the knees. Keep the eyes closed. Let everything settle. Observe the sensations down your arms. Out through your fingertips. Good. And gently open up the eyes. Okay, make your way on into your tabletop position. So the knees are right below the hips and the hands are below the shoulders. We're going to take that left arm, inhale, open up the chest. As you exhale, bring the shoulder and the head down. And you can stay right here with the right hand. If you want to extend and reach overhead and tent those fingertips, you can do that. You can inhale the arm up and then reach behind and rest to the back of the hand, either on the small of the back or wrap around and hold the top of the left thigh. So whatever feels good for you. Lean maybe into that shoulder a little bit. Get a nice little stretch here. Eyes are closed. Long, deep breathing. Observe the sensations in your body. Observe your breath. Observe all the sounds around you. Observe any discomfort that arises for exactly what it is. What's it trying to tell you? And then plant that right hand back down in front of the face. Very slowly push the earth away from you. Send that left arm slowly up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Open up that chest and then float the arm down. Come back to your tabletop. Get nice and strong and sturdy. And then inhale the right arm up. Open up that chest. Fill up your lungs. And then as you exhale, thread the needle. Bring the shoulder and the head down. And the left arm is for comfort. So whatever feels good for you. Long, deep breathing. Last few moments here. Just observe. And then send the energy into that left palm. Very slowly push the earth away from you. Send that right arm up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Open up that chest. And exhale, float that arm down. Last time, make your way onto your backs. Take your time getting there. Step those feet to the outside edges of your mat, or to the outside edges of your mat, a little bit wider than the hips, and then let the knees fall in towards each other. Rest one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. Allow that low back to sink into the earth. Soften your jaw, maybe even part the lips slightly to soften all the muscles in the face. Observe the rise and the fall of your belly and your chest. Notice if you can let go of those shoulders. If you can soften the hips and the spine to sink into your mat. And then go ahead and heel toe the feet back to center. Extend the legs out in front of you. Reach the arms up overhead. Get a nice full body stretch. And when you're ready, float right into your Shavasana. So the arms come out to the sides to a nice wide T. The legs come a little bit wider than hip distance. So you look like a big starfish. This is so that no muscles are active and you get to completely rest. And tonight, while you are in Shavasana, you can either completely ignore me, or I'm going to take you through a little guided meditation working with your chakras. So this is a little taste as to what we do in the chakra discovery workshops, what we do in the very last class. And the next series starts next Wednesday for 8 weeks. Powerful stuff. So bringing your awareness to your breath, allow each exhale to sink you deeper into your mat. Knowing that you have nothing to do and no place to be, but to heal in this moment. And calling to mind something that you're working with, something that maybe has wanted you to give your power away, something that has triggered you. Maybe it's a dis-ease somewhere in your life, something that's causing frustration, pain, sadness, something you're looking for answers on. So take a moment to call that into your mind's eye now. And it can be, you know, whatever you're ready to deal with. It can be, why am I craving sugar? To, you know, why is my job changing? Whatever it is. So bring something to your mind's eye. And play it out like a movie. So notice the scene, notice yourself, notice if anyone else is around, notice the interactions, what's happening. Notice what comes up in your body. And then going to your root chakra at the base of your spine, that red ball of energy. What is the foundation of this experience? How does it affect your tribe or your place in the tribe? Can you find the wisdom chip in this experience of what it's trying to teach you about your foundation, about your tribe, about survival, security, and trust? And allow whatever comes to come. If nothing comes, know that it will probably come later, maybe tonight while you're sleeping. So allow everything to move through you or to be still. And then moving up to that sacral chakra, that space below the belly button, that orange ball of energy. And how does this dis-ease affect your sense of power? Do you feel powerful or powerless? What's your relationship to power in this experience? And then moving up to the solar plexus above the belly button, that yellow ball of energy, and explore the emotions around this experience. How can you flow and feel more flexible? What can you create from this experience? What are you creating? How can this experience offer you the opportunity to curb any controlling behavior, knowing that we really have no control over anyone or any situation or any outcome? And then moving up to the heart, that green ball of energy at the center of the chest. How has this experience shaped the way you love yourself? How you love others? Your feelings around love and compassion in general. Where in this experience can you soften your heart for yourself, for others? And then moving up to the throat chakra, that blue ball of energy at the throat. Explore how can you speak your truth around this experience? And how can you listen more authentically? Moving up to the third eye, that indigo ball of energy at that space between the eyebrows. What is the wisdom in this experience? What is this experience trying to teach you? And then moving up to the crown chakra, that violet or white ball of energy. How is this experience divinely guided? Take a nice long, deep inhale. Fill up your lungs. Bring that breath all the way up through the collarbone. And as you exhale, open up the mouth, let it all out. Inhale fully, deeply, and completely. Exhale through an open mouth. Last one. Fill up those lungs. Fill up your whole body with prana, this life force. Bring that breath all the way up through the collarbone, pausing at the top, and then releasing to make a sound. And now starting to bring some movement to the fingers and the toes and gently rocking the head from side to side, waking up your body, taking whatever movement feels good and organic to you. Maybe it's a twist, maybe it's a full body stretch. When you're ready, make your way onto your right side, coming into the fetal position. As always, we go from our corpse pose, which is the death of our practice, the death of what we let go of and no longer serves us. And we come into the fetal position as a symbol of a rebirth of ourselves. So perhaps taking a moment to set an intention that you can carry with you off of your mat and into the rest of your day, your evening, your week, your month, your life. Maybe it's the intention of peace, of new perspective, of love. Maybe it's the intention that all experiences are divinely guided, and having that faith and that trust and that inner knowing that there's always divine intervention. We are never alone, and we are so supported and so loved. And then go ahead and make your way into a comfortable seated position with the eyes closed. Sit with a nice tall spine, eyes float closed. Take a moment to check in, just like we do at the start of class. Notice your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. Observe your breath and notice where you have created space, where you have shifted. Gathering the hands together in prayer position so that the thumb rests at the breastbone. Bow the face slightly towards the fingertips, giving yourselves gratitude for taking the time for you to fill up your cup. We know that we can't pour from an empty cup. So give yourselves that gratitude for taking the time for you so that you can best serve out your duties to others, to your life, to come from the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. Take a moment to cultivate an intention of love and light and peace from your heart center that travels out through your fingertips and goes out to the whole world, to every being, whether we agree with them or not, to every plant, every animal, every blade of grass, every rock, every body of water, all the way out into the universe, expanding out to the multiverse, knowing that whatever you put out comes back to you. Sending out your love and light and peace to all. I wish you all peace and presence. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.